Hey, it's AB here.
And it's Nevaeh.
If you're new here, welcome.
And if you're not,
welcome back. Yes. Today we're going to be getting into learning how to self-love, self-care, and being able to take care of ourselves. But before any of that, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Big favor. Subscribe.
Subscribe. And please like and comment. Most definitely like. We need you to
hit that like button.
The video. All the videos.
Yes.
So that way other people can get the love too and not just you.
Share some love with us. That's what our show is always about: self-love, self-care, learning how to be able to step outside your comfort zone and learn a little bit more about yourself, and you can relate to others as you watch these videos.
Of course, because the best love is self-love, and anything after that is just a plus.
Yeah, I went there.
That was a cross.
I know, I'm crossing a lot of stuff.
I thought she was giving a whole nother message, but we ain't even finna keep fiddle-faddling with AB over here, so we finna see y'all on the next part.
Alright, catch y'all in a minute. Happy Talk Tuesdays, everybody. It's your brother from another mother.
And your sister from another mister,
because you know Papa was a rolling stone. Hey. So today for Talk Tuesday, we're going to be getting into
taking the proper steps in your relationship as far as communication for wants and needs. That's it. That's all. I don't clearer than that. It doesn't matter if it's a situationship, if it's like a buddy kind of situation, or a marriage, or boyfriend girlfriend, or girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever your preference is. If you don't want to have a gender or whatever, any type of physical relationship, shall I say.
This is about being able to speak up and say what is on your mind, or say how you feel when you're in a whatever type of relationship that you are in. Because when you don't, the saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed. If you want, let's say, a romantic relationship where you want to have candlelights, you want to have the mood for it, if you expect someone to do it but don't tell them about it, and you have all this time waiting, that can build up into a stressful situation to where you can have flash out moments. There are other times where you could have feelings for somebody and you never spoke upon them verbally, but you always have a tendency to be around that person, and to a lot of other people it can be very obvious on what's going on, but because you're not able to say anything, you just end up waiting for a long period of time, and then you beat yourself up for it, when it could be easier just to speak your mind and get it all out the way, whether or not the person likes you.
Mm-hmm. I guess we can start off with the most simplest thing, which is women. Y'all waiting on men to always make a move. Girl. And or woman to make a move. But you need to stop waiting on this other person to stop trying to make this move. If you want something to happen, then you do it. It doesn't matter if you are initiating it to have a relationship with this person or whatever the case is, because the last thing you'll do is, let's say you're waiting for this person to ask you out on a date, or even just, or going, to go hang out, whatever, and you're waiting for this person to say something, and let's say they never ask you, and they end up in a relationship with somebody else. Now you're upset because you feel like that could have been your significant other. Well, guess what? Closed mouths do not get fed.
Yeah, and the other thing about that, when we're talking about women starting to make moves, like some guys are oblivious to hints. So you giving out a hint.
Stop the cap.
No, I'm looking at you like that because all guys Okay, not all. Most.
But it's the truth though. Is we're oblivious. We're not thinking about others. We're not thinking about those hints at times.
Man, look. The only way y'all gonna get a hint is if somebody walk in the room butt naked and be like, "Here I am." Then y'all gonna be like, "Oh, okay." But that is so true. Trying to throw out hints. Sometimes you just need to just tell how you feel. Say how you feel. Tell how you feel because you ain't gonna get nothing done. Just always trying to hint stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if you hint stuff and you verbally speak, and then you say how you feel, and things still aren't getting done, then it's time for you to move on. Yeah. Whether you are a guy or a girl, it's time for you to move on because obviously this person does not have your best interest if you're telling them how you feel and they don't
reciprocate.
Exactly.
Back. And then another thing too, and I'm talking to the fellas on this one, where we need to learn how to speak up and take charge. And this could be in a lot of things, but right now we're going to be talking about the same as in the relationship. What I've come to notice is we have this tendency to be two different people when it comes to behind closed doors and when we're out in public with our friends. Where you actually like somebody, you're actually feeling for them, you guys are communicating, you're being lovey-dovey, all those sorts of things. But then when you're around your peoples or your boys, you're a whole nother person. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're not together.
I ain't with this person. I don't even... What? You think I'm still talking to this person the whole time? Y'all still talking?
Mm-hmm. And I get it if you want to keep your relationship private and you want it between the two of y'all. Mm-hmm. That part I understand. But what you should not do is make it seem like you are single or make it seem like they are single. Because then when the actual thing happens and somebody does make a move on them and they want to leave you for somebody else because of the games that they could possibly hear you doing, that can cause problems later down the line and then you're going to end up regretting it. Now, with that being said, everybody has their own taste, everybody has their own interest. Just because you for example, you like somebody of another ethnicity and your buddies are clowning you for that, and it's like, you either let them clown and be like, whatever, it's not a big deal, I'm happy what I'm with, you go do your thing. But you shouldn't let your friends determine who you get with if they themselves are not in a happy predicament and they just want you to be around them because they don't want to be alone themselves.
It's not even that. It's just a simple fact of sometimes you get embarrassed,
That's the thing too.
With people who you're with because maybe you probably could have been with a high school. You don't want your boys to know that you with a high school. But I mean, if you love the high school, love the high school. And hey, maybe you done gave her so much love that maybe she just is like, okay, I'm gonna settle down. Or even girls, maybe you probably was with a high school player or whatever, and you finally got him to settle down or whatever. But don't let other people discourage you for being who you're gonna be with, because at the end of the day, and even if it's somebody in your circle who you may have not had real connections with in the past, but you might have had connections with recently, and they dated this person before you, don't let them be like, oh, I can't believe you're with this person because I already been with them. Yeah, you may have been with them, but you ain't with the person who I'm with now. That person and this person are two different people. Yeah. You may have had them, but you might not have had them like I have.
And that's the truth too, because like I see it in a lot of situations where a friend could have moved on from the person that they were with, because that was a whole nother individual at that time. And then years down the line, they come later. Now you're in a whole nother situation, relationship, whatever you got going on, and they decide to move on to your friend. In my honest opinion, you need to let that go and let them be together. That way. if that's what makes them happy. Because if you moved on, then there should be no side of a pettiness going like, nah, that's mine. When in reality, it's an ex. That's why they're called an ex. You had an ex relationship with somebody. You're no longer together. It's different if y'all still together and your friend pulled the card. That's a whole nother tale.
Well, I was talking from the sense of just having friends who are an acquaintance who might have actually dated this person, but you didn't even know that they actually dated or anything like that, and then they, oh, you dating this person? Well, and that's another thing. Like a lot of people, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna briefly say it, but we ain't gonna get deep in this.
Just touch upon
it. We ain't gonna get deep in this, but oh man, you ever like had those friends who like y'all had like an acquaintance or whatever like that, and they had an ex or something like that, and they become spiteful and jealous because they're not the person who they wanted them to be, kind of thing. And that's where I'm gonna leave it at, cause we ain't gonna get into that.
Ooh, that's too much.
We ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about that another time.
That's gonna hurt some souls, and that's gonna be a longer episode. We'll get back to that.
but back to talking about your wants and needs in your relationship.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, when you started the video off and you was talking about like wants and needs and could drive yourself crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I done had some moments like that where, you know, I didn't speak up and I didn't say what I wanted, and I'm just like, and I'm expecting things, but you can expect all you want, but if you don't speak, if you don't say what you want, then you're not gonna get it. If you waiting on a movie night, or you waiting on a date, or you waiting just to go off and hang out with this person or whatever like that, you don't always gotta depend on the other person. Sometimes it's better for you to speak up, because what if you wait around for this person to speak, and like I said earlier, they end up in a relationship, and then after they get into a relationship, you confess your feelings for them, and they say, well, I was feeling you too, but I didn't know if you were feeling me, so I decided to move on. So now you done missed out on your opportunity because you got too much of a closed mouth.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing about that I wish to add on to that. We're only going to briefly touch upon this. Sometimes you have to learn not to talk too much about what you got going on with somebody, because you know how like when they do something wrong and they do something bad and you tell all your friends, so now your friends know about it, but then when you get back with that person or you guys make amends and now everybody knows.
Come on now, that's like a part 3 to this video.
But yeah, that's what I'm not talking about. But in all honesty though, like for real, like being able to speak up on what you want, how you want things, and say what you feel makes everything feel a lot better. It works out better that way. But also learning when to know to shut up. Don't talk about the bad things. Only the bad things about who you're with. Yeah. Because once you guys actually make amends and get together, now it's up to you to fix that for how your people feel, how your friends feel. Because if you don't, they're going to spend all this other time telling you, don't be with that person, that's a waste of time.
Now, what I can say is this. Sometimes, you know, I understand, like, especially me being a woman, you know, we tend to wait on our significant other to see if they're going to, you know, pop the question for you, you know. But also, you need to understand where this significant other head is at, if they even deem you to even be marriage material, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just gotta talk to them and just say, hey, do you even think about getting married? Do you want to get married to me? And if I'm not, like, then we should talk about this. Because, I mean, let's be real, majority of people at this point in their life are dating for marriage. They're not dating just to be someone's boyfriend or someone's girlfriend, you know.
Yeah.
We're all, you know, us who are in our 20s, late 20s, early 30s, so forth, you know, we're all about, you know, just trying to make better moves in our life. And it's better for you to know earlier than it is for you not to know at all, sitting around waiting to, because then, you know, you're just wasting your time hoping, you know, on a dream that maybe this person might feel as deep for you as you do for them.
And another note on that to add on, you have to learn to ask the questions. You have to. When you ask those questions, and I mean like those deep rooted questions, besides like how your day is going and stuff like that, it's more like, what do you think about us? How do you feel this thing is going? Where do you see yourself in a few years? Like what job careers that you want? Because like the thing about it is when you don't know nothing, all I was simply trying to say is you have to learn to ask the right questions because you never know like something in their life or their career that might not correlate with yours, but you didn't even know it because you spent most of the time not really talking about it, just spending time together, and then you end up hurt because you built such a closely bond with somebody, but then you realize you guys aren't for each other. Now you're suffering internally or externally, depending on how the situation turned out, and you spent the rest of your time wondering, and you could have moved on at that point. So, but on that note, we'll catch you guys at another time. Sit and think about what we were saying. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments how you feel about it. Have you ever had situations in any of our conversations that we had today? DM us on our Instagram or joint account, ABX And you guys have a wonderful day. We'll catch you another time, all right?
Check you later. Peace.
What's up, you guys? It's AB here.
It's Nevaeh. You caught me off guard. You started talking so that I was feeling with it.
Yeah, no. The first one was just me remembering. That was it. That's why I clapped.
Oh.
So when you clapped again, I was just like.
All right, guys. Take 30. I'm gonna say this a little bit, and then I think we should wrap it up. But don't be a fool. Wrap your too. No, I'm kidding.
Silly.
But
Oh.
I have to think about what we're getting into.
God damn. Oh, you got that last part out. So. That much.
That's like a.
But am I wrong though? You have to learn how to balance out everything.
When the hell did people get out there?
That's been going on. I don't know where you been.
Since then.
Oh.
But I'm saying like it ain't been nobody that's been here for like ever.
Yeah, there's always somebody walking up and down up there. Yeah, you just don't hear it because you're not in this room. Hey.
I'm waiting on you.
Oh. I'm zoned.
I'm waiting on you to say your line. It's AB.
I don't know nothing right now. Totally somewhere else right now. You funny. Alright.
Well, out here. Well, I was at home.
I see.
Silent killer.
You're a damn lie. A damn.
You should.
Think about the person and you build a bond with them.
Man, this sound like they up there rolling boulders.
I guess so.